Hello again everyone, Box Salesman here with a little tutorial for Miden Quest Online. This is a bit of a weird game because it's more something you leave running while you're doing other stuff. It's kind of an idle game where eventually you can click it once every few hours and just plan some stuff, and there's not much more to it. I'm going to make a short tutorial because honestly the UI is kinda shitty and hard to navigate, so this might help some people. Before we begin, there's also like a text-based version that tells you what to do and stuff, so if you want to just read up, this version is honestly much better than my video will be, so if you like reading, just read this. I will put a link in the description. Okay, first we go to the map, and on the map you can see all the tiles. You will spawn on like a random tile, but pretty close to the center. As you saw here, I'm currently on a yellow tile. That's the gathering tile. There's the blue tile, the fishing tile, the green one, the woodcutting tile. And what this means is, since I'm on a gathering tile, I can go back to the menu, search, and I can actually gather here. And I will just start gathering. I've done a little bit of gathering already, like 20 minutes or so, just so I have some stuff to show you. Okay, we'll just start gathering now. We can go back to the menu. As you can see, there's the map here as well. But actually, an important thing to start out with is you just pick one that you like, you think is cool. You can pick gathering, you can pick mining, woodcutting, fishing, or scouting. And you just pick that trade skill, the one you think is cool. It doesn't matter too much. And then we go to this little guide. There's a link here that shows you all the kingdom tiles. Kingdom tiles is like something that gives you a massive boost to the skill. I really recommend you do this as soon as possible. So since we're gathering, this is like the tile to go to gather. 473532. If you're fishing, you would go to this one. If you're selling, don't ever sell. It's shit at low level, just don't sell, okay? Pick anything except selling. If you're scouting, go to this tile. This one is slightly better, but it's way too far away. If you're mining, go to this tile. You get the point. So for gathering, I'm going to quickly show you the difference that it makes. We need to go to 473532. Okay, to move, first we need to stop our actions, because otherwise you can't move. And let's go back to the map. Let's like try to navigate this thing. We need to go towards 473. What was it exactly? 473532. 532 is like more down here. Yeah, I can't move yet because there's like a timer on moving. So this actually takes a bit, this moving. It's a bit annoying to do, but once you're there, you're pretty much there forever. As you can see, there's 17 people on this tile. It means it's a pretty good tile. That's why it's in here, because it has a massive bonus. Okay, one more move and we're actually there. Okay, we're here. We can start gathering now. And as you can see, I was getting like one before, one plant stem, one living leather. And if we start gathering here now, you'll see the difference is actually pretty massive. You start getting 3 now, and also multiple plants at once instead of just like 1 or 2. So it's a really massive difference. You should move as soon as possible. Okay, a great way to get started now, to get high income really quickly, is to find a kingdom and join it. So we just go to the kingdom chat. There's like public chat, help chat. Help chat is actually really good. If you have questions, you can ask here. There's also the wiki. There's a link here. You can use that, but it's not extremely complete. So if you need help, come to here and just ask. We're going to recruit. And here we're going to try and find a kingdom, because a kingdom is really good for expeditions, which is something I'll show you later. I'll just quickly type something here. Hello, new player looking for an expedition kingdom. Okay, and eventually someone will read this and send you an invite. This is just relevant for later. It's something you want to get out of the way right now. Okay, after doing like some of this gathering or scouting or fishing or whatever you picked, as long as you didn't pick selling, selling's bad, you will have some stuff to sell. You could have found some gems, you could have found some relics. As you see here, I have 24 relics. You could sell your plants, whatever. So we're gonna go to the market. I'm going to sell these relics. That's kind of the easiest to sell. I'm going to sell them for a lot lower, just so they sell quickly for the sake of the video. But normally you don't want to sell them this low. Just look at the price and go like a little bit under it. To try and sell them even quicker, I'm going to announce it quickly in the trade chat. Oh wait, it actually automatically announced it, but whatever. Selling 24 relics. Whoops. This is just for the demonstration of the video. The reason we're selling some stuff at first is because the best start to actually getting a good income is doing expeditions. And expeditions are here in the quest tab. As you see here, expeditions, we go to the inn. And here you need 50,000 gold to start an expedition. As you start with like 100 gold, so you need quite a bit to get one running. I actually got a message, going to see what it's about. And it's a kingdom invite. I've already been invited to a kingdom, which will give me a lot better expeditions. So I'm going to join this. And I'm in a kingdom now. We need to actually sell these relics though, because I need 50k to show you guys. Maybe I can put on some plants as well, to try and maybe those can sell. Usually stuff doesn't really sell super fast, but you need to be a little bit patient, I guess. Ah, okay, these sold now. The relics just sold. You can see here, market log. I sold them to grains, and I got 5 million gold now. So now that we have this, we can go to quest, go to the inn, start an expedition. As you can see, now we started one. If we send this expedition right now, this will be the reward. As you see, 0 to 0 gems, 0 to 0 keys, 0 to 0 orbs. That's not really interesting, right? What we want to do is boost these numbers a bit. We can do this by paying some extra resources. So you just see what tiers you need to buy. So we need like some tier 4, tier 1, tier 3, tier 5. It's like the tiers that you can see here in the resources. And we're just going to buy some of these. So let's go to the market. You could write down the exact number. I'm not really going to bother right now. As you saw, you can actually pick which type you want. You could pick ores, plants, wood, fish, whatever. I'm going to pick plants because I'm also a gatherer, so it's useful to use the same thing that I'm gathering. Okay. Yeah, let's actually remove my stuff again. Let's just, for now, buy like... Can I buy a... Yeah, like 10,000 of each just for now, but write down the numbers, it's going to be better. You also don't need all 5 types, you only need 4 types each day, so this isn't really efficient what I'm doing right now. Wait, what am I... Yeah, this is getting expensive, I better don't buy too much. Okay, 2000. Just quickly doing this for demonstration. And some more. And finally some tier 5 stuff. Okay, now that we got all of this, we can go back to our quest. The expedition is still here, we haven't sent it, and we're going to level up this thing a little bit to make it stronger. As you see, as we level it up, it's becoming stronger already. I'm going to just level it up a bit. Oh, we don't actually have enough tier 3 plants right now to send a high level. Okay, as you see now, the reward has changed to 0 to 1 gems already, which is really nice. You always want to get this thing up, the gem amount, because the gems, they sell for like 40 million each. So as you can see, by investing like 5 million, we're going to get back an average of much more than 5 million. I would actually want to have even more resources, so I could send these to up to like level 7 or 8 or so. But for now, this will just have to do, and I'll send it. If you're not in a kingdom, these levels can only go to 1. And that's like the reason that you want to join the kingdom. If you join the kingdom, you will be able to send these levels to like 7 or 8 eventually. And sending those expeditions will give you gems every single time. And then you just turn resources into gems. The gems are worth much more than the resources. And then you can get going and get your early income really nicely. As you saw as well, because I joined this kingdom, I just gained a lot of extra autos. Remember how I had like 18 autos? Now I have like 300. That's just a bonus for being in the kingdom. Also, my experience went up a lot from being in the kingdom as well. Like I was gaining 5 at first. Now I'm gaining 20 or something. So the kingdom is really key to getting started. Both for the autos, both for the experience, for the quests that you can do here, the expeditions. Obviously you want to do these higher. Okay, so I think that should have covered the main things: how to do your trade skill, how to get this started, how to join a kingdom. There's also something important though, and that's equipment. You can find equipment that boosts your trade skilling actually. Equipment is kind of supposed to be for combat, but combat in this game is just really, really horrible and everybody ignores it and acts as if it doesn't exist. So we're just going to use equipment as like a way to get stronger trade skills. Because there's stuff that boosts trade skills, enchants on there. If we want to get some starting gear, the best way to do it is there's like this really helpful player called Ratamash. And you just PM him something like, Boxy sent me, he hates you. Just something. And ask for some free stuff. Like in here we'll just send, I was told that you could get me some very sexy beginner gear. Okay, and you sent this, and he'll probably explain to you how to get this gear. He will be posting some stuff on the market for like 1 gold each. This is the market, and then you will be able to use the filters. Go to like pants or whatever he's posting, filter on Ratamash. Whoops. And then you'll see whatever he has posted. He doesn't have anything posted right now because we didn't really ask him yet. He hasn't had time to reply. But normally the market will have some good deals. Also, if Ratamash isn't doing this anymore, because who knows, maybe this video is in like a year and he stopped doing it, you can also look for gear yourself. So we can use the filters. Workload and workforce are like the 2 important things for now. Workload will make your autos longer, so with more workload you could get like thousands of autos here, so you can AFK for a really long time. And workforce will make them stronger, so we will gain more plants. Workforce is pretty important at the start to get a good income, so we're going to try and look for some workforce on a helm, for example. See, there's like a few beginner stuff up for 20 million, but we don't have 20 million yet, but it's something we could look for to save. So you could also use this price filter. Let's put it on 20 million max, so we find cheap stuff. Yeah, it's pretty much the same one all the time, but if Ratamash isn't replying, we want to look for stuff like this. Like go maybe to armor, to weapons. Apparently there's only like helms up, but we probably don't find a lot now because the max cost is at like 20 mil. If we put it at 200 mil, we'll find more stuff, more good items, as you can see. To afford all this, again, just the expeditions at first will be your best income. Use all the income you get from these to buy like more resources to run higher expeditions, and eventually you start a chain going and you get a lot of income. Another way to get these expeditions to really next level as well is to go to the inn and boost expeditions permanent. As you can see here, you can make them gain more gems, you can make them faster, you can make them gain more relics, more keys, stuff like that. The best way to do this is to always use tier 5. As you can see here, you can actually choose which one, if you want to do tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. But pretty much tier 5 will always be the cheapest. So you just go to the market, buy enough of these resources to upgrade it. You actually have to do this like 8 times. As you can see here, it will use fish and wood. You click this button like several times, use resources every time, and then it will upgrade. And then these are permanent boost, expedition boosts, as you can see. It will make your expedition stronger forever. It's very nice. Okay, this video is getting a bit long, but I'm trying to cover everything. Again, if it's too much, just check the beginner guide, the text version. Okay. And yeah, I've covered gearing, I've covered joining a kingdom, getting your trade skills ready. There's a lot more to this game. There's tournaments, there's the community, of course. There's boosts, like relic boosts right here. It's probably important as well. Here you can actually boost your trade skills. Using these relics that I actually sold earlier, you could make your gathering gain more resources. You could make it give more experience, more drops, stuff like that. Keep in mind though that these boosts are tied to the thing you're doing right now. So if I invest in extra workload here so I could AFK longer, then this investment will be tied to gathering. If I change to woodcutting, I will be at everything 0 again. This is only for gathering. At the start you mostly want to focus a little bit of experience and a little bit of drop rate. And eventually, as you play for like 1 or 2 days, you want to focus on mostly resource percent, which will make you gain more plants or whatever other trade skill you're doing. And then later resource luck, which will make you gain the higher tiers more often. And higher tiers more often means you will more often get several types at once, and you will also get more experience for getting them. So eventually resource luck becomes quite important, but at the start resource luck is really not important. You want to focus XP, a little bit of drop, and mostly resource amount here. And then eventually, after maybe a few days of playing, you can start working on resource luck. There's a lot of more like gem boosts and stuff, but I could talk about like 2 hours about this, so I'm not going to go that in depth. If you have more questions, as you probably will have, you can always go back to help chat. You can maybe discuss some stuff in public, but try to avoid asking questions in public chat. It gets a bit annoying after a while. Also in public, people are allowed to troll you. If you ask questions, they will say wrong stuff, they will make you do wrong shit. In help, there's kind of like a policy of not trolling the newbies. You actually have to give legit answers. So that should help you. I hope it's a little bit clearer now, and if the game doesn't make any sense to you, like you don't see the point in playing this, that's because you're pretty much right. There really is no point in these games. But some people like running them at work, like running them while they're actually playing a real game, and I'm one of those people. I like to see the numbers go up, which is yeah, it's really not for everyone. So sorry if you're one of my subscribers and you're like thinking, what the fuck is this? This video is mostly for the players who find this game and are a bit lost. So I hope this made a little bit of sense and I didn't ramble too much. And bye.